Most business owners that I know never get to living an autonomous lifestyle that they thought they would when they started their business. And the primary reason for that is that they actually built a self-employment agency. They don't know how to scale a business and not know how to scale it sustainably. And as we spoke about in a previous discussion, it takes quite an endeavor to be able to know how to scale a business sustainably. And as business owners, I find that we set out to try and create more time for ourselves because of owning our own business, and secondly, to be able to earn a good living for us and our families. But hardly that ever becomes true for most people who start a business. They live to serve their business, they live to serve their employees, and they literally work more than they would have in a corporate world. And that is counterproductive. We need to be able to achieve what we set out to do, and the only way we can do that is if we build a sustainably scalable business. And that's what we can do here at the Boardroom, is help people achieve that. So from one business owner to another, I'd like to ask you the question: why did you go into business in the first place? Is it because you wanted more time, more flexibility, earn better living for your family? Is it because you wanted to solve a big problem in this world that you saw was a big gap, or was it a combination of both? Okay, and I think it's great for us to reflect from time to time what it is that we want out of a business, why are we building a business, and then make sure that those priorities we can meet. But as in most things in life, with most people's goals in life, is that the circumstances of life or the circumstances in your business knocks you from side to side, and you give up on those ambitions that you had as a business owner when you started. Well, I think it's time to reflect on why you want to be in business today. Is it because you want to build it to sell it? Do you want to build it and actually turn it into investment so that you can reap those rewards, and that you can have an autonomous lifestyle, if not a semi-autonomous lifestyle, to pursue other businesses or other passion projects, or spend more time with your family? So the real question is, why are you in business? What do you want out of your business? And that's what I believe when you sit around with us in a boardroom setting and you put it out there and saying, this is what I really want, but these are all the challenges and the struggles that I'm facing. How can I overcome those? And collectively we can help give you some input to help you get there. Most business owners start off with big dreams, ideals, that they really want to build this amazing business that can make them so much money, and give them so much more freedom and time and everything else. And yet they get faced with the challenges of how to scale a business, from the right systems that they need to have in place that can produce repeatable systems, repeatable processes to deliver the value proposition to their customer. And yet they need people to deliver that value proposition, and the right people, the right talent at the right time, and the combination of the mix, so they can have the right capacity and the right competency in their business to deliver that value proposition as they envisaged it. And that is not an easy task, to make sure you get the synergistic value, the synergistic processes to work between the people and the systems and the markets and the economy and all those factors that come together. It is really a tough job. And to do that without the input and support of people around you that have done it before or that are going through that process, if you can't do it with other people, that even becomes more tough, because you have to try and second guess yourself in your mind all the time. And that's why we all need a support system that we can rely on and can trust. At the Boardroom, we spend a lot of time focusing on curating the right boards, because we believe that we want to be able to create a personalized board for every single member. We take time and handpick 12 people that we believe will benefit from one another's paradigms and wise counsel. And that process we don't take lightly. So we believe that every single person that joins the Boardroom will actually have their own personalized board to help them in their journey, in their leadership journey, and in the growth stage of their business, to be able to build a sustainably scalable business. Think of it this way. When you go and you look at these big four or these big consulting firms out there, you get them to come in, or they come and knock on your door because they want to help you solve a problem. Most of them, and most of the people behind those PowerPoint presentations with their fancy theoretical solutions, have never ever run a business before. And secondly, you find that they come in to give you a solution, but they haven't looked at the fundamentals of what your business is all about. They don't understand your staff complement. They don't understand the capability and the competency of your team. And they don't understand the systems that you have in your business. And so how would they ever be able to bring a solution into your business without understanding the fundamentals of that part of your business? So most of them do that. Why? Because they want you to rely on them and never for them to be able to be out of your business. Because they want to be able to come in and actually do it on a day-to-day basis. And I just find that intolerable. I just think that as business owners, we work so hard for our money, and we don't want to be able to give it to people who don't actually understand our business, number one, and number two, to a person that has never run a business before. So I find it really difficult in most cases to listen to these consultants because they talk very theoretical and it's not really practical. And for medium-sized business owners like ourselves, I just don't advocate it. So that's why at the boardroom, we say, let's bring the peers together, other CEOs together to be able to help each other solve the problems because we understand each other. Another thing to consider, at the boardroom, you have 12 CEOs, seasoned paradigms that get around the table every single month for those 6 hours. And it costs you less than 100 dirhams per CEO per month. If you want to think about it from a perspective of this, how many of those CEOs are in the market for you to go knock on the door to get advice? You don't get that. So yeah, you're getting 12 brains, 12 CEOs that's not in the market that are going to give you some of their expertise, some of their wise counsel on a monthly basis. Way better than any consulting firm can ever give you. I would like you just to consider something. To have these 12 unique, diverse CEOs, their paradigms, their wise counsel, that have gone through so many of the challenges that you've gone through, and together, collectively, can you imagine the creativity that comes out of those 12 people? Just from one person's challenge, we'll all learn so much from that one person's challenge. And I really believe that the brain power, the creativity of those 12 people with a really skilled chairperson can unlock so much value, can help you go back to those dreams that you had about your business, to be able to build a business that will give you more time, give you more flexibility, generate you more revenue, and possibly, if you want to exit one day, have a higher value on exit. Or turn your business into an investment where you can actually withdraw quite considerably and either live an autonomous or a semi-autonomous lifestyle. And I believe that brain trust in your board can help you put out a roadmap on how to achieve that. And we're confident. We've done this before in South Africa in over 3,500 board members' lives. And I believe that it's time for the UAE to be able to have a support infrastructure like this for business owners to come together, meet around a table, 12 at a time, and help each other and support each other grow sustainably profitable businesses. Can you imagine this? You've got a great opportunity, or you see a new segment opening up for your business in the marketplace, and you start thinking about how you're going to go to market with this, or how you're going to build this specific new business case or new product in your business. And you think to yourself, okay, I've got my plan, I've got my strategy, I've thought about this, that, and the other, but you've got no one who's subjective, that is unbiased, that's vested in your success to go to, where you can actually have 12 brains to be able to sit down and help you. At the boardroom, all you have to do is connect with your chair and tell your chair that you've got this amazing opportunity, or I've got this big challenge, or whatever the case may be, and you need a mock board. And you get the chair to give you an hour and a half of the next board meeting, where you come and present this to your fellow board members. And they will ask you all the questions to help you look at any things that you might have missed in that strategy to be able to take advantage of that opportunity. So the power of having those 12 brains to be a mock board for you is just something that you're not going to get anywhere, right? At the Boardroom UAE, we have different categories of boards, just about to make sure that we tailor make the input, and more importantly, that we get the right chairperson with the right experience to be able to chair the right boards. So we have a small enterprise board, we have medium enterprise boards, and we have large enterprise boards. And in the large enterprise boards, we almost have two flavors of that. The one flavor is for C-suite, chief executive officers, etc. And then we have an entrepreneurial board where we have up-and-coming leaders that want to be able to grow products within a large corporate. So those are the different flavors of boards that we have. Now, the most important thing that we do when people come to the boardroom and they have a specific challenge that they have or a specific opportunity and they would like the input, and especially from a challenge perspective, we go through what we call a problem discovery process. And in a problem discovery process, we utilize a framework of how can we frame the problem correctly. So we ask you a lot of questions. Fellow members will ask you questions until we can actually get out a problem statement and we can frame it properly. Most of the time we find out that the person that came with a challenge thought the challenge was X, and after all the discussion around the table, they actually find out what the real problem is. And once we've articulated what that problem is, we then go down and ask that specific member, if you do not overcome that challenge, if you can't overcome that challenge, what would be the consequences on you personally? What would be the impact on you personally? And secondly, what would be the consequences on your business if you don't overcome that challenge? And that helps frame the problem and the consequences and the impacts really nicely and vividly in that person's mind. And lastly, we give that problem a name. Okay, and why that's important is because you might find that there are fellow members around the table that have the same challenge in their business. And sometimes we realize that collectively we do not have the right answers for that specific challenge or problem that we've given this wonderful name to. So it's incumbent on us as the boardroom to go out there and find an expert input to be able to help us overcome that problem. It doesn't matter whether the expert is here locally or from abroad. We will bring the right expert in, especially if that problem is cascaded across many different boardrooms. And what we then do with those guys is we give them this problem discovery process that we've given. We ask them to come and give us specific tailored input. We do not want their generic presentations. We'll only hire people that have overcome the challenge themselves in their businesses in that circumstance. So we go and find those people. We say to them, you've got to speak to this problem. And this is where the senior executives or the CEOs of those businesses are at on this problem, and you need to come and address that. And we believe that that is a great input for our members, because what we'll try and do is, if there is joint sessions where there is no confidentiality breaches, we will actually videotape those sessions. And we will package it with that expert, and we will put it on our platform so that you can go and revisit what that expert said down the line. And there might be some people that become a member after that expert was here, and they'll have access to that information. But the most important thing for us is to be able to make sure that we'll do everything we can to help you overcome the challenges and the problems that you're facing on a day-to-day basis in growing and scaling your business sustainably. So, after all said and done, all I can say to you is come and spend 1 hour with me. Let's see where you are in your leadership journey. Let's see where you are with the dreams that you have for your business. Let's see where you are in the growth stage of your business. I can promise you it'll be an hour well spent. And then we can see if the boardroom is a good fit for you and for us, and if you're a good fit for our boards and for our members. And I think it will be an hour that you will not regret. I always say to people, we can have the best business model in the world, but a business model without the right people, which I like to call the people effect, is nothing. If you don't have the right people to build that business model and to create that business model that's going to be a winning formula, you've got nothing. So in this dynamic world of business that we face today, we really need to have really good people alongside us, not only in our business, but also in our support systems that we have as business people and business owners. So it's really important to make sure you have the right people, because without the right people, you can have the best business models, as I said, and it's not going to amount to much. So I invite you to come and spend the hour with me. Click on the button below, schedule the appointment with me, And I look forward to seeing you and to meet with you and to see where we can plug you into the right board that's going to help you take you and your business to the end point that you actually want, to accomplish those dreams that you're looking for.